Like, what? What? I don't get it. I don't fucking get it.
Hi, Q here. Did you find that funny? Well, you're not supposed to. What's the rest of this video? I did a video 2 weeks ago called Nintendo No Show, which were my thoughts on Nintendo not going to E3. I didn't realise what was going on in the background with Nintendo. Oh my god, you need to watch this, you need to watch it all. This is important. Please spread this video. It's not monetized in any way. I get no benefit from this apart from maybe a couple of views. Woo, big whoopee. You need to watch this video. It was done by DSP Gaming, Phil as I like to call him, and it was on his King of Hate Vlogs channel. Oh my god, you need to watch this video and spread it and stand against Nintendo, because what they are trying to do is disgusting, disgraceful, and they are so gone.
Alright, and now, finally, we're going to talk about the big one, the elephant in the room. I'm actually going to hold on to my little buddy here that I got at the Philadelphia Zoo to look at him so I could smile and say, he's cute. Wow, put me in a good mood. Well, forget that, because now we're going to talk about Nintendo, alright? Nintendo. What happened to Nintendo? What happened to Nintendo? Okay, seriously. They were like the biggest. They were number one. They were in sync with the fans. They were in sync with what everyone wanted. And they just went off the rails, man. Like this past decade, I don't know what happened with shift in management or whatever. They just don't know what to do anymore as a gaming company. And they're really seriously heading towards the way where they're just not going to be able to make gaming hardware anymore because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. So it's not bad enough that right now the Wii U is a humongous, tremendous, ginormous flop. And anyone who says, "Oh no, you're jumping the gun, Phil," to say that, you know, you have to have more faith, and because we know that it'll turn around, and blah, blah, blah. All right, all I'm going to say is this. It's not just me saying it. It's the business world. Finally, we have numbers, sales numbers, for last year and the almost entire first full half now of 2013. It's official. The Wii U is the worst selling Nintendo console in fucking history, except for the Virtual Boy. Let me correct that. When it comes to real consoles, so I'm talking NES, Super NES, Nintendo 64, the GameCube, the Wii, and now the Wii U, it's the worst selling. No one wants it. It's not selling at all, okay? I'm not making this up. Business numbers, like there's hard evidence in the business world that the Wii U is not selling. As soon as that PlayStation 4 got announced a couple months back, that was it. It was like no one had a reason to buy a Wii U anymore. And the fact is that, okay, yes, Nintendo will be putting out great first-party games. When? They haven't announced any of them. They said there's going to be a remake of, what was it? Wind Waker, an HD remake. No information on release yet. We haven't even seen any videos of it yet. They said there's going to be a new Mario Kart. There's going to be this and that. But we have no solid info. So no one's buying the Wii U. So basically, I think Nintendo is in a situation where they don't know what the fuck they're going to do. They released a console that's supposed to be a next generation console that's actually a current generation console, and come just a few months when the PlayStation 4 and the new Xbox come out, it's going to be a last generation console, and no one's going to fucking want it. So a huge failure on Nintendo's part. Just use that as a preface to the conversation we're about to have. If you're not aware, this week it was announced publicly, okay, by Nintendo, that I'm gonna try to say this in a way that it makes sense. Nintendo had a press release where they said that as of a few months ago, they legally registered all of their games, first-party games, with YouTube, okay? What they're basically saying is that they feel that anyone who plays their games and makes a video of it and uploads it to YouTube, that they are owed money for that. Okay? They're owed money because I recorded New Super Mario Bros. U and uploaded that to YouTube. Now wait a minute here. Didn't I pay you for the game? Didn't I already pay you? So you already got paid for the game. Someone then went home, played the game, put in their own effort, their hard work, their commentary, created a completely different product from just the bare bones software of the game, then took the effort to upload it and promote it on a third-party website, made some money off of ads on it, and now Nintendo wants a cut. Okay? This is unprecedented. Never before has a game publisher done this. So this is basically YouTube or Nintendo saying, we want money off of your work. Okay? Now, let's talk about this, because years ago we had the same situation when it came to SOPA and PIPA and these laws that were really threatening to censor the internet too much because they were too broad. And at that time there was this open discussion about let's plays and video game playthroughs, and everyone said, gee, are they legal? Are they protected under fair use? Are they not protected under fair use? Is a let's play a transformative work? Or is it actually you using copyrighted content and therefore it shouldn't be allowed? We had this huge debate about it years ago, okay? And after months of debate, legal people, like lawyers, came out and said, listen, it's this simple. Video games are a medium different from any other copyrighted medium, because anything else, a movie, a song, okay, any of these things, they're not able to be transformed, okay? How can I explain this? When you watch a movie, regardless of if you're doing commentary over it, like Mystery Science Theater 3000 does, you're not changing the movie. The movie is the movie. And so if you are showing someone the entire movie, you basically spoiled the movie. Someone who watches you do commentary over a movie is probably not going to go watch that movie or buy that movie because they already saw it. You've spoiled it, basically. A video game, the vast majority of video games are interactive, meaning what's happening on the screen is because you're controlling it. Now, yes, the actual number of situations and hypotheticals that can happen in a video game playthrough are limited to what is created by the software and the programmers. However, the way that you go about it is your own individual way. And also, your commentary added to that is at least an argument enough to say that this is a transformative work. Let's put it this way. If you were to take the game code, and I just threw my game by accident, the game code of Metro Last Light, and you were to rip the game code off the disc after buying it, and you were to upload that to the internet, that could be 100% considered copyright infringement. 100%. However, if you're doing a video game playthrough, because what you're creating on screen is part of your input, and if you weren't there on the other end, okay, controlling it, and it would never happen, that could be a legal precedent set to say that video games are different from movies and from music, and they are a transformative work. Let's Plays are a transformative work. So this is where we kind of left it 2 years ago with SOPA and PIPA. We said, there's no legal precedent, but we think that Let's Plays and playthroughs should be protected under, you know, fair use law and as a transformative work, okay? Now, it never went to court. No game company ever stepped up and said, no, this is bullshit, we don't want people playing our games on YouTube or on Twitch TV or whatever. And so, you know, no one ever really talked about it after SOPA and PIPA got shot down in 2012. It kind of became a moot point. Okay, everyone went back to business as usual. Now all of a sudden, it's now coming back to bite us in the ass, because Nintendo has been the first major game publisher to take it upon themselves to think that they somehow legally own the videos that you put up of their game, even though you had your own interactivity with it. That's the reason why the videos were able to be created in addition to your own commentary. Now, some people may be saying, well, what about Mystery Science Theater 3000? This is what a lot of people have brought up as their argument. Mystery Science Theater 3000 is a show where this guy and his puppets, you know, it's a bunch of characters, talk and do commentary over old sci-fi and other horror and shitty movies. And people have been saying, well, they've always been able to do it, so why can they do it, but you can't do it with video games? That makes no sense. Well, there's some truth to this. Mystery Science Theater 3000 uses movies that are called, I believe it's called fair domain or common domain. Forgive me for not remembering the exact terminology because I did research this 2 years ago. Basically, there's some movies that after a certain number of years, if the copyright isn't renewed on them, they become public property. And so that's why they actually use such horrible, shitty movies from the past. These are movies that were so bad, no one ever even bothered to renew the copyright, and so they're basically public property. Anyone can use them. Now, you may wonder, gee, what does Mystery Science Theater 3000 ever use common, newer movies? That's because those movies actually have current copyrights on them. And so what they've actually done, one of the guys who was involved with that show now does something called riff tracks on the internet. And I don't know if you ever heard of this. What they do is they sit and they watch a movie, a new movie, like, I don't know, The Dark Knight Rises. And they do commentary to the movie, but they separate the commentary. It's just audio only. And what they do is they sell you the commentary over the internet for like $1, and then you press play on that, on the movie, and also on the commentary, and you listen to them simultaneously. That way, they're not violating copyright law because they're not doing anything with the movie. They're just giving you an additional audio file to play while you actually watch the movie. So that's how they get around it. That's why you don't see Mystery Science Theater 3000 playing new movies, okay? However, keep in mind that movies, again, they're not interactive. You have absolutely no creative control over what happens in a movie that's already printed and done. That's not the case with video games. And really what I think is going to happen is eventually this is going to go to court. And the argument here is going to be video games as art. Is a video game playthrough considered a violation of copyright of a game publisher and or game developer, or is it considered a transformative work of art because the actual person who's playing the game has to add his or her own control and gameplay to it in addition to commentary? And does that make it something different that's protected under fair use law? The problem is it's never gone to court. And so what Nintendo just did by laying the smacketh down and basically saying to YouTube, anything that you find that's a newer Nintendo game we want to take the ad revenue from, YouTube really has no way to say no. They're like, well, it's never gone to court. We don't want to go to court for it. This is the first company that's ever asked us to do this. I guess we just have to do it so we don't get sued. Now, what could happen is people could actually come together. Like, I'm serious. Not Machinima, GameStation, any of these big companies who have been partnering people to do video game playthroughs and have been making ad revenue off of it, in addition to the actual people like themselves, like me, again, Toby Games, Total Biscuit, SSOHPKC, anyone who does commentary over video games at all could come together and we could do a lawsuit. And we could sue Nintendo and say, we finally want this to go to court, and, you know, we want an answer. The problem is, it's a slippery slope. Because what if this happens, it goes to court, and all of a sudden there's a ruling by some judge, some stodgy-ass judge, who doesn't understand actually what a video game playthrough even is. Maybe he doesn't even understand how you create gameplay by playing the game. He doesn't understand how they're an interactive medium, and he just makes a ruling, and now that's the ruling until there's an appeal, and it could be caught up in court for years, but you could have a ruling that could fuck over everyone on the internet who does Let's Plays, okay? So this is an insanely bad thing that Nintendo did this, and it is probably the worst thing they possibly could have done for their image right now. Like, you already made a system that no one wants. You made a system with a gimmick controller that no one likes. It's a system that's about to be outdated. No one's buying it. And now you spit in the face of the people who are doing Let's Plays, giving you free promotion of your games, and you say you want us to take money from them. Like, what? What person on Nintendo is making these calls? It's the dumbest thing ever. Like, you're already losing money. Now make something that will make people not want to play your games anymore. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. And the bottom line is, here's the thing. I have a Wii U sitting right here. It's been collecting dust since November. I have not played a game on the Wii U. I take that back. I played Lego City Undercover, and it wasn't a very good game, and people weren't liking the footage regardless. So it's gonna fucking sit there until there's a reason to play it. What's the next game? Pikmin 3? Is that a system seller? No. So the Wii U still isn't going to sell. When are these first-party games coming out? And then when they come out, you're telling me now I can't even possibly play them on Twitch and or on YouTube. And it's like, what the fuck? What is my motive to ever buy anything for a Nintendo system again? I mean, there are people out there. What about that guy Nintendo Capri Sun who plays Nintendo games? Like, that's his gimmick. He likes to play Nintendo games on YouTube. There are people who exclusively do that. Nintendo just shat in your mouth. Nintendo just said, we want your money now, so fuck you. And then you just fucking took a big dookie dump on your face. And you're fucked if that was your little niche or your gimmick that you played Nintendo games. And I'll be honest, I have been affected. Only one video so far. I lucked out. Skyward Sword, Zelda Skyward Sword Part 1 got a content match from Nintendo. I have disputed it. And Nintendo gets a month to basically counteract that dispute claim. Now, I've heard that there are people, I guess there's this kid named Zach Scott, and there's a bunch of other people who exclusively do Nintendo, who their entire channels have been flagged. So, that's a bad thing. And what I'm thinking is that eventually, YouTube's automated system is going to get around to it and start auto-flagging everyone who's uploaded Nintendo content. So, I'm curious to see for myself what happens with Zelda Skyward Sword Part 1 if Nintendo just lets it go after a month, or if they don't and they fight it. And I don't know what's going to happen. I just don't know. This is horrible. This is not a good thing. Seriously, this is just, it's the beginning of a slippery slope. Because number one, what's to stop another company to now step up and say, oh, that's right, look, Nintendo did it, and YouTube didn't have the balls to stand up to them. I really doubt that the gamers or the partnership companies will stand up and do anything about it. Our turn to try to get a cut of this pie. And so now you're going to have, who wants to stop EA? Of all the people, EA. You know, the one who gets the worst rep, the one who was voted the worst business of the year yet again. What's to stop them from saying all of our games from now on are off limits? You know? I don't know. The other thing here is it's a slippery slope, not only just for that, but for any company whatsoever for that you use their product. So, let's say, well, okay, well, if you can't play a video game and make a video of it, because that's copyrighted content, well, what about, you know, me standing here and I just, I held this up. I held up Metro Last Light. Well, guess what? This image is copyrighted, so I can't make this video. So now, none of your experiences in your life are yours anymore. Oh, you went to a concert and you did a quick snippet of a video, copyright flagged, you're done. Oh, you went to a basketball game and you made a video of the crowd, nope, the NBA Knicks own that crowd. You're done. Copyright. It's like, what? Like, at what point do we draw the line and say that it's obvious that our current copyright laws are not updated to how things have become? The world has now become this interactive place where everyone's blogging and vlogging and videotaping everything they do, and they're sharing it to the world on sites like Flickr, like YouTube, like Facebook. It's become an interactive thing. But current copyright law is not defined well enough to answer questions about these things. So what's to stop corporations to basically say they own you? I'm wearing a Nautica shirt. Nautica just said that they own this video because I'm wearing a Nautica logo on my shirt. Now, this is free promotion for Nautica, but with current copyright law and the way that they're basically saying this, they could do that. They could flag this video and say, oh, no, we own that. You're wearing a Nautica shirt. You're done. You see how preposterous this is? You see what I'm saying? Where do we draw the line and say that corporations don't fucking own our lives? And that's really the innate issue here. No, I played a video game. I created that playthrough with my own skill, my own gameplay, my own commentary. Nintendo didn't fucking do that. I did. I put in the work. I created the video. I used whatever technology, a camera, direct capture, to create the video. I did the effort to upload the video to YouTube. Fuck you, Nintendo. You didn't do jack shit. You created the software, but I put in the skill. This is not all you. You don't get all the fucking revenue if there's an ad on that video when I upload it. Who the fuck are you to say that you own me? And that's literally what Nintendo is saying. We own you. We own you because you touched a piece of our software. Fuck them. Seriously. Like, I don't see why people don't suddenly just fucking unplug their Wii U's and put them in the fucking trash can. Because that's really, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. Unplug it. You don't even deserve my fucking electricity. You don't. Yeah? You fucking own me? Fuck you. Because that's where it fucking belongs, in the fucking trash. When a company tells you that they're more important than you and they own you, that's what you fucking do with them. Fuck the Wii U and fuck Nintendo. That thing doesn't deserve to get a fucking volt of my electricity right now because Nintendo is a bunch of fucking assholes. So fuck you, Nintendo. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. You need to grow the fuck up and understand that your entire fucking fan base, you just screwed them and they literally are just gonna fucking do this. Who's gonna buy a Nintendo game now when you basically said we own our customers? Oh. Okay, well, I've raved and I've ranted and I've now got it off my chest. It's uncertain whether or not I'll ever fucking play another game on this fucking thing. The bottom line, though, is it's not going to affect me too much anyway, considering there's nothing fucking coming out for it that I would want to play. What game is coming out for this stupid piece of shit that's about to be outdated in a few months anyway? You know what I mean? What a waste of time and money to buy a fucking Wii U now. Assholes.
So Nintendo, are you really gonna go this way? Are you really gonna make it so that your games aren't shown on YouTube by anyone ever? Are you really gonna lose that many views? The Walking Dead, I'd never heard of that game. I watched the Brad and I watched DSP doing playthroughs. We ended up buying it because we saw it then and it looked fun and the options were cool. Are you really gonna take this away from your viewers, from your fan base? What are you friggin' thinking? You are idiots. You are ridiculous. There is no sense in doing this. Your consoles are dead in the water. Your games are almost dead. You need to revive Nintendo. Get out the console market. Start making games and stop being friggin' idiots. Stop being friggin' idiots. Grow up, Nintendo. Microsoft, Sony, step up and sue their asses off them. We will love you for it.